Yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome to our
Marriage Connection
marriage connection. Is this a challenge?
video.
It's a video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we're excited about what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to go through quickly, some of the connections that we're going to be talking about, and just I think more of our key takeaways from the connection.
Okay. We're going to introduce the book.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay. This is a book from Steve Elzinga, and it's called The Marriage Connection. And it's a phenomenal book. It breaks down each connection, the different connections that we have, and those are.
We're going to go right into it.
No, I'm saying we are playfully connected. I just wanted to kind of share playfully, socially, purposefully, verbally, spiritually.
Yeah.
We're going to go through all these different connections that we as married couples need to make sure. We may even lean in one area where we may be more playful, but then when it comes to our spirituality, it's a little bit wavering, or it might not be on the upscale, or we may connect socially better. But so as we go through, we'll
explore all of them together. So
just give a
stay
takeaway.
Stay tuned. Stay connected to your video, whatever you're watching on, because we're going to talk about the marriage connection. And it's so important for us to be connected. And this is a biblical teaching. We go definitely from biblical principles, because the Most High God, He instituted marriage.
Yes. He's the one that started marriage.
Yeah.
He started with Adam, and of course, He brought in His wife, Eve. So we'll start from there, and you want to get right into?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So the beginning part, we have, right before we get into the connections, it goes through a quiz. So during this, this is a condensed, shortened version of it.
Yeah.
Just going to bring out some of the highlights that we both had from the different connections, and even through the book as well. And, Steve Ells is going to put the book together.
Right.
However, you and I, we're going to be adding our own little take on it, which makes it the ultimate marriage connection.
Absolutely.
So I think first off, we have to explain who are we?
We are that. We should have done that from the very beginning.
Very good.
We're just talking to you, but here I am. I'm Karen Stewart.
And I'm Samuel Stewart, and we've been married for a wonderful 27 years.
Incorrect.
A little playful.
Be funny.
We playfully connected.
You better not have been playing with You better have been playing with that. We've been married now for 29 years, and we have 9 children.
Yes.
And it's been a journey, I would say. Whoever is married, y'all already know marriage is a journey. It can be a joy, and there are times when it's not so joyful. But it is
true.
Absolutely work, and we have to keep working at it.
That is true. And what's significant of even why we're bringing this up right now, 3 of our children, coming this Sunday, we'll have another one that's married, but 3 of our children will have gotten married within the
less than a year.
Within less than a year. So we are pumping them out now.
We're kicking them out. But yeah, it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have them, and they've all been married quite young.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have wonderful spouses.
Wonderful spouses who love the Lord, and that's what we're excited about as well, and just excited about their journey ahead.
So we've gone through this marriage connection for ourselves, and we've introduced it to quite a few other couples as well, and it's worked very well
before this.
And then our own children, we've also they've gone through it before they got married, so we use it almost like a premarital kind of coaching.
Coaching, yeah.
Before, so this is who we are. This is why we're here, and we're not speaking just from what we have read.
Right.
We're speaking
experience.
Exactly. I mean, because without the experience, we can read a lot of stuff and learn about things, but we've actually learned it because we lived it.
Right.
So, and I'm still here, and I still love her.
Yeah. Pray for me.
I still love her.
And I love him. I love him dearly.
And our love has grown over the years.
Yeah.
And
a lot of testing times, but
it makes it better.
great times.
It makes
that
it
we've
better.
had. Yeah.
So connection.
All right,
Okay.
so let's get in.
All right, so there's a quiz at the beginning, and I enjoyed the quiz because it kind of set the tone, and it was like we learned a couple of things that we didn't know. So I'm just gonna ask you, like, what was one of them that really just maybe surprised you with the answer? Because I'm not gonna go through the whole thing with you guys. This is a shortened version of the Ultimate Marriage Connection. Can I say mine first? Because I had this answer before. Number 4 for me was something that really made me think. It says, what is one of the greatest things that a husband and wife can do for their kids? And, you know, with us having 9 children and, you know, parents out there as well, too, and you think about, you know, all the things you want to do for your children. You want to buy them stuff. You want to let them play video games. You want to get them some good food. You want to take them on vacation, all the good stuff like that. But to realize the answer is not to buy them stuff, not even to spend time with them. But the greatest thing that a husband and wife can do for their kids is to love each other.
Love each other.
Yeah.
Because we're their first example of a relationship. You know, they're gonna, you know, children soak in, they're sponges from the moment that they're born, and that's how they learn. And what they learn from us in our relationships and in your relationship with your children learn from you is what they tend to repeat.
Yeah.
So
I think that was for me really important. But then also I think the security that they get from seeing their parents loving each other, I think that you can't put a price on it. You can't, you understand what I'm saying? Like when they see their mother and father in love, they just have a sense of peace and security.
Absolutely.
That I think was wonderful.
And that's great for relationships overall.
Yeah. And I didn't think about it until we actually have to answer this quiz about the greatest thing that you could do is to love each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now you had some time. Which one was for you?
Yes, all of them I think are really good, but I like number 1 where it says, how much time does the average couple spend in meaningful conversation per week? I'm gonna repeat that because I hear the plane flying ahead, and you know we're out here doing this off the fly. But how much time does the average couple spend in meaningful conversation per week? And there was multiple choice of 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or 5 hours. Keep in mind, this is per week. Week, not per day, week. So the answers were 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours, or 5 hours. And it shocked me to know that it was only 30 minutes.
Wow. 30
minutes in a week. Meaningful conversation.
But we watch a movie for like 2 hours.
That's not the same thing. No, it's not the same thing. Meaningful conversation. Like, you know, not just, hi, you know, welcome home, or what do you want for dinner? Like, you know, spending quality time having a conversation.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. So can we give them like a hint of some stuff that's worked for us as far as even recently what we do that has good conversation, give good time for conversation?
Go ahead.
We go on daily walks.
You said it so.
I want to look right in the camera because it's been great. I mean,
we go on walks together every single day, as well as we exercise together. Of course, I don't want to talk during the time that I'm exercising, but you know, the walks have proven really, and we started off, that's the beginning of our day. Yeah. So whatever we may have rested with and woke up with, we sometimes conversate about.
What we're going to do, what
just
plans
life,
we have.
what plans we're having. I mean, really good conversations.
Yeah, so that's meaningful conversation.
Yeah,
so we get our 30 minutes right off right from the day walk.
Yeah.
That means we don't have to talk for the rest of the day, do we? We don't have to talk for the rest of the week. We're done for the
We're going to get into that too, about, you know, even communication, how different we are when we communicate.
All right, well, we're on a condensed plan today, so we got to move through it. Yes, you're right.
We're moving.
Okay, all right. So just one, there's after the questions, there is like quite a few like preliminary things to just get off the bat. But one thing I'll say from that was just you look at your spouse and look at even whatever shortcomings you may see, and I know you don't see any of me, but look at the shortcomings that you may see in your spouse as an opportunity to love them more.
Yeah.
All right. So this is just really one quick thing. There's
That
a lot of
was
other things, but I think
important.
that was important. Yeah. See it as an opportunity to love them more. It's even
Love
Christ.
them hard.
Christ,
Love them more.
Christ
in
loved.
spite of.
Christ loved us even at our very worst.
That's true.
Lord loved us, and that's when He died for us.
And He's an example of how we are to be
Absolutely.
for others.
Absolutely.
And even in relationship.
All right. So let's get right into the connections. These are the
Playfully connected.
Playfully connected. The couple that plays together.
Stays together.
All
There's
right.
an actual line in there. A couple that plays together stays together,
All right.
which is awesome.
So this one more or less is about finding out the interests
Yeah.
that the husband has and then that the wife has.
Yeah.
And then also about having some
Common interest.
common interests. But so those three things, the husband's interest, the wife's interest, the common interest. But for me to even know your interests and then
Yeah.
for you to know my interests, and sometimes we'll do stuff that is not necessarily our interest, but we're
Yeah.
doing it because we love our spouse and we want to
Yeah.
spend time with them. We'll do stuff for their spouse. Like, for instance, walking wasn't really anything that I wanted to do. I didn't really like
And I
walking
love
too much. She used to walk
walking.
all the time, and I just decided that I'm going to walk with you as well too. So we walk, and then exercising. I say maybe on the other side as well too. The more I exercise,
Yes, you love exercising.
but then we found the common ground with exercising as well too. So this whole playfully connected and doing things playfully and finding out the different interests, that is what this chapter is
That's
about.
important. And when you have interest, and it leans more into, playful interests.
Yeah.
And another playful interest might be, and you may not see it as, it's like gardening. That's not something I do, like even right now, like go outside and garden or anything like that. But that might be something that you or your spouse may be interested in. But just, taking that time, go outside
Yeah.
with your spouse. You may not want to get yourself dirty or get into the ground or whatever, even if it's passing instruments or bringing the plants to be planted or, just being there. This is about shared interests. There's things that he may like, you may, a wife may like, and then there are interests that you may develop together,
Yeah.
as you go over time. So
Excellent.
a couple that plays together stays together. And it
together.
keeps us happy and enjoying ourselves, because it does say that we're supposed to enjoy, the husband is supposed to enjoy his wife all the days of his life, and we're supposed to enjoy each other and grow that way.
Okay.
And just being able to laugh.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
We're going to get to the next one, but I said I was going to test this one out. Say tickle, tickle,
Oh gosh, please.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. This one is a good one. The verbally connected. I'm going to let you.
No, we're at socially.
Oh. I
You're
just want to
jumping
get to
ahead.
verbally. Yeah.
No, you're jumping ahead.
Okay. So.
That's a good one, but socially connected is a good one.
Okay. Socially
well.
connected. Go ahead.
Yeah, so socially connected, this really speaks about building relationships. Not just relationships with you guys. It talks about
Having couple friends.
having couple friends. First of all, having friends. It also discusses the benefits and dangers of having friends that aren't married, but
Same
it
sex,
really,
opposite sex. As well, yeah.
And
Yeah.
it stresses the fact that it's great when you can forge relationships with other couples, especially couples that are on the same page, especially as far as marriage, as far as spirituality, and they'll help to help your marriage to thrive as you would do the same for their marriage, so that you each are mutually benefiting
Yeah. Yeah.
each other,
Yeah. And you get to share certain things and like
including your
husbands.
interests.
Yeah, interests, but then also like husband will realize that he's not the only one that may go through certain things in
Yeah.
marriage. When you get to socially connect, and even the connection get-togethers we did before was really
Right. It
good
was
social
really
connection.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Because we started to see how the husbands kind of wow, y'all go through that too, and then the wives, you kind
We
of
saw as
and-
women, as wives, that we share some of the same things that we may have experienced.
Yeah, and it helps you
in our
strengthen your
marriage.
relationship.
Yeah,
it helps
us to
strengthen your own relationship because sometimes we think that we're the only ones that go through this,
Yeah.
but when we realize, no, others too. How do you deal with it? Oh,
Yeah.
that's how it's a good socially connected.
And one thing too, which is important to even make sure that is stressed, is that it begins by even saying that the husband and wife relationship, that's the top relationship aside from the relationship with the Lord. Your personal relationship with the Lord, the husband and wife. Think about it. Even aside from your children, friends, other family members, you guys are going to be connected for life. Your children grow
Yeah.
and they, move on and have their own families, relationships, but you guys are together for a lifetime. So you're supposed to nurture that relationship, grow that relationship, go on dates as well. And that's another thing it talks about too, making
Yeah.
sure that you guys are going out socially, connecting that way with each other along with other couples as well.
Yeah, yeah. So that it kind of goes with the playful, but now just taking outside of the marriage, but also something that's beneficial for the union of husband and wife. So that social connection. Okay. So we got through those two. Let's go on ahead to the next one.
Verbally, the one that you attempted to jump to.
Yeah, verbally connected. Go for it.
All right. So verbally connected. One thing that really stood out to me, and it still does stand out to me right now, is there was a study done on boys and girls, how they communicate and so on. And it says, it's from a book, The Language of Love by Gary Smalley. And it was a study that says that it expresses a verbal difference between men and women. And it says, the study says that 100% of girls, when they speak, their first sounds were words. 100% of girls. Where for boys, there's a difference. There was 68%. The 68% of the sounds that boys made were
Words.
And 32% were like sound effects. You ever know, guys with planes and all that, they make sound effects. I thought that was just astounding.
Yeah.
Because I know like different guys, including my husband, who they make sound effects for different things, but girls really find us we talk.
Yes, you do. That's the other part of it
We
too.
articulate.
That's the other part of it as well. That they in verbally connected, that men within the course of a day will, on the average, speak about 12,500 words.
Yeah.
Whereas the woman, on the average, will speak about twice as much, so 25,000 words. So that was really significant.
On average, not
average.
every woman is like that, and not every man is like that.
Yeah.
But on average, that's what it does. 12,500, and that's so important for a marriage relationship. And I want you to go ahead. I guess you.
I'm done with my words, though.
Again, pray for me. So yes, again, he says he's done with his 12,500, but we have to do the rest of the connections. So you have to pull in an extra store or something. But it says because of that, it is so important, because I know my husband, we have given this example before when we were doing the sessions with the other couples, that a husband may use up all his words by the time, he's at work, and then when he comes home, he's
done.
He's done for the day.
And that's when the wife wants to get started.
No, we're just doing the other half of our 25,000.
But the husband already has finished he's empty.
Listen, it's important to understand that, at times too, this is where there's a little bit of compromise sometimes. Sometimes the husband, when he gets home, he doesn't want to, really have this long conversations or anything like that. It may be a compromise where the wife may, say, may do a lot of the, may want to have any detailed discussions, maybe in the morning, have like on a walk, or stuff like that, or you know, be even sensitive to that. That when he comes home, he just wants to spend some time, you know, not necessarily having a long conversation. And then on the other hand, the husband also has to be sensitive that sometimes she may want to talk. She may have been home. She may have come home and, you know, want to express her day. This is what happened. This is what this. What do you think about this? And, you know, at times.
Yeah.
So it's not
And
an everyday thing.
don't just nod your head as if you're listening, and it doesn't work.
So the whole thing about being verbally connected is to really
Be understanding of yourself and of the other person, because that's just the first part. Because this verbal connection there was a lot more in there. It was talking about our speaking styles, our listening styles, and just understanding your speaking style, your spouse's speaking style, then the listening style, and then even how they handle the arguments and conflict.
Yeah.
And then we went into pretzel
Which is a great
argument method, which we can't get into here. We did another video on that, but
Yeah,
it
you
just
guys
talks
can
about the
check that
verbal.
video out.
Yeah, and you know, because arguments are a part of disagreements are a part of marriage.
Yeah.
You know, because we're two different people. Just like, you know, men speak 12,500, you speak 25,000, women speak 25,000, which is different. So there's going to be disagreement, but then how do you handle the disagreement?
Yes.
And the pretzel method is just a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful way to approach a disagreement or a conflict and get to a resolution that is fair on both sides.
Beneficial for both.
Yeah. All right. So let's go on ahead to after the verbally connected.
This is something. We're flying through this.
But we're
like
giving
that.
them some stuff that they can use. I think is
Yeah.
great. So after verbally connected, then we go to purposefully connected. Okay. So it's talking in this one really how we both have a purpose to live, and how we live our purpose can actually influence generations to come.
Yeah.
You know, so there was an example we call it the family tree. If you're married and have two children, and then they get married and have two children, your family continues for 400 years. There are going to be 1 million people in your family tree.
Wow.
So what we do as husband and wife, it's not just about us.
No.
It's not even just about us and our children, but it's about even the legacy that will go. There's a purpose for our marriage that goes beyond just the two of us.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's a good way to look at it, that there's a purpose greater than ourselves in this marriage that goes beyond, you know, the time that we'll be together, the time
Doesn't
that we'll
that
be alone.
kind of minimize, like, you know, make even like for us not even to sweat the small stuff, but focus on what do we want proliferated? What do we want to keep going
Yeah.
over time? We
Yeah.
don't want, you know, none of those negative things to follow the line, our legacy or anything like that. But
Yeah. So different little, like you said, I like how you said that, sweating small stuff. Like, you know, different times we have disagreements or we're arguing over, you know, whatever. It could be finances or over whatever it is.
picking up socks. Yeah.
Why'd you have to go there? But anyway, in the big picture, there's a God. The Lord has a greater purpose for us, and it's going to go beyond that. So it does help to lessen the how we view these things that sometimes look like boulders, but they're really little
Yeah. Compared
grains of
to-
sand in comparison of purpose.
Doesn't feel like it when it's happening.
Yeah.
But, you know, if we really can think of that generationally, we really won't focus so much, or we'll get over things a little bit faster
Yeah.
and want to work things through a little bit better for the sake of our tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then this one, it goes even beyond just us. It also looks at our parents and what role did we see our father in raising in the household, and
Yeah.
our mother in raising the children, and seeing how that has impacted and influenced us. So
yeah.
you know, so our marriage started before us,
Yes.
and
sure
it
did.
will carry beyond us.
Yes.
That's a good way to look at it. That was
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was very good. That was straight from heaven right there.
Yeah. It started before us, and it'll carry beyond us. Because I was influenced by my parents, and the lines before, and you influenced by your parents' line before, and then as we come together, but there's still a purpose that the Lord has in store for the generations.
Yeah, and it's for us to even maybe look at some things that worked and look at some things that did not work,
Yes.
and let us improve. Always seek to improve on the generations to.
Yeah, and that's what we tell our children too. Even as they saw us in marriage, there was definitely things that they saw that they could take from a marriage, but there was also definitely things they saw that they shouldn't. And I wouldn't want them to take into their marriage as well too. So we always want to look to learn from the examples that we have, and even if maybe in the case of even a single parent household as well too, that doesn't mean that you can't have a successful marriage, even coming from a single parent household, because you can learn lessons that you would take and lessons that you would discard that goes forth in your marriage. All right, so let's go ahead into the next connection. So we're almost done. We're at 5, and so 5th one is we are connected spiritually, and I think this one,
as we already explained before, that God, He is the author and orchestrator of relationships, of our marriage, of marriages. So this is a very important connection. All of these are important, and they're all intertwined and interconnected, and so on. And that's why we have to nurture and nourish and grow and help each of these areas in our lives, in our relationships, our marriages to thrive. We have to push for that.
So as we started off and said that, the Most High God, He's the one that instituted marriage. So definitely having a relationship with Him is integral and important for us to have a successful marriage together. And there's a marriage triangle, which we've spoken about before, but just in a little bit different way, about God being the head. And then, you have a husband and wife, but we have to look to God first, primarily. And one thing I found that was really, really great that I learned from this was, and this is something I want you to take for your own marriage as well too, for me to get closer to my wife, it's not me directly looking at her, but it's actually me having a great relationship with the Lord. The triangle is like that. So the closer I get to my relationship with Him, the better I'll be as a husband, and the closer we'll be together. And I just even to put it as far as just as a picture the triangle, like you draw a triangle. God is at the top, right? Husband and wife. And the closer each side, the husband and the wife, the closer each side moves up to the top of the triangle, which is God Himself, or focuses onward and upward, building our relationship with the Lord, it draws us closer together. Yeah, that's what you were saying. I just wanted to kind of like put a visual in there. Yeah, you use extra words for that. All right, so we are at the last one, which is...
And wow, someone's doing something outside. It's okay.
Physically connected.
Physically connected.
Yes. I don't think we need to say anything much about that. Husband and wife, two shall be one, about the importance of the physical connection. And I thought what I found interesting, what it was talking about here, even before we got married, we were introduced to sex and to, intimacy in that sense, just from watching TV and watching society, and there's some dangers to that. And even where we it goes into like, where did we first learn about sex? Because for far too many people, it's not from the right source. It's not from the parents, right? From school, which is
friends,
is still, and it's not
who are still trying to learn themselves, and you're learning, from other friends. Not the best source.
Not the best source. So addressing that, looking at that, addressing that, and seeing, how has that impacted your physical intimacy with your spouse, and the importance of even regaining that intimacy, and it can be.
Yeah.
It can be regained as well too. So this is the last connection, because obviously through all the other things as well too, there's also supposed to be a physical connection, and He's given us the physical intimacy. This is like God's, the Most High God's like cherry on top for us.
Yeah.
That we can be physically connected and have pleasure with each other and procreate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Connect.
Be
in a
fruitful
very special way.
and multiply and have fun while doing it. So.
And there's it is great. The book even goes into what is it, Song of Solomon.
Yeah.
I love that. It's great. The book itself is great. It goes into that whole Song of Solomon and just how Solomon and his wife shared just intimate conversation, intimate times, and it was just noted.
Yeah, and different things that we can pick up from reading it as a husband, as a wife. And being observant.
Yeah.
Really being observant.
As what a woman would want.
And what a man would want, and it's really good. So we're going to wrap up right now, but I trust that you got something from this. I got something just from me sharing it with you as well. Yeah. We only spent about, half an hour here with you today.
Yeah.
And there's more we can go into with you, and we want to invite you to join us on our next Ultimately Connected Marriage Challenge. Okay, so you can click on the link that you'll see somewhere with the video as well too, and see if you can join us the next one. Then you get to talk to the person, and we can ask questions, answer questions. There'll be a community of other couples as well, which is wonderful, and it was really great when we did that before. But we pray you got something from this. Also, another important part that I love too about the book is that it has us pray together.
Yeah, throughout the entire time.
Prayer. It has us praying together as husband and wife, and it was actually fun too how it had us praying. So. Again, thank you for watching, and we look forward to seeing you at the Ultimately Connected Marriage Challenge.
Thank you for joining us.